Hey guys, it's Sandy Lowe. Thanks for tuning in to the StarShine Magazine Podcast. We're going to be talking about Hallmark mystery movies. My guest today is Romaine Waite. He stars as Detective Winston Sams in not one, but two Hallmark mystery movies. They're part of the Crossword Mystery series, starring Lacey Chabert and Brendan Elliott.
Hi, my name is Romaine Waite, and I'm on the StarShine Magazine Podcast.
Over the past couple of years, you've been all over TV, basically, on numerous shows and various networks. Tell us a little bit about the story of how you got to where you are.
Oh, wow. You want to start way from the beginning, okay?
I did.
Well, you know what it was? It was a particular moment where a friend of mine had an uncle who was into writing plays and putting on plays and stuff like that. And I guess one day he decided that he wanted to do a film. And since I had done, theater and a few other things in high school, I figured, hey, why not? This would be a great opportunity because I hadn't done film before. Mind you, a career in acting or the film industry hadn't crossed my mind, nor did it cross my mind at that time. It was really just something fun and interesting to do. Needless to say, it became the catalyst for the journey that I'm currently on.
It's always interesting to me when, people who weren't originally planning to be in the entertainment industry wind up there.
But it's one of those things where, and I think it applies overall in life, just be open to new experiences and opportunities, as long as they're positive, then, see where they go.
Exactly. That's a good mindset to have. So you seem to be cast in a lot of mystery or suspense films and series. Is that what you prefer, or are there other genres that you hope to explore?
To be honest, there's no particular genre that I prefer. As long as the role is good and more importantly, the people that I work with are positive and fun to be around, that's kind of more important to me. However, if I had to choose, I'd love to do like a period piece, like a bio-pic or something like that. That's kind of like an area that I would love to explore.
That would be awesome. Any particular person that you would love to play?
Yeah, actually. Tennis player Arthur Ashe. I'm not sure if you're aware of him, but he was pretty prominent in the 60s and the 70s. One of the first prominent male black tennis players. And quite honestly, I didn't know about him until I'd say the summer of 2018.
Wow.
And I'm a little embarrassed to say that, but it's literally like a fluke. I was in a bookstore and I came across his autobiography written by Raymond Arsenal, I believe his name is. And I was just like, who is this person? And so, obviously I started to dig a little bit, do some research. I read the autobiography, and like I said, I was feeling embarrassed that I didn't know who he was and what he had accomplished. And so since then, it's just been, something that I've really been interested in, to the point where I actually put together a trailer
oh, wow.
of me and him, and put it together, edit it, everything like that, to hopefully, get it into the hands of those who might make a film like this. But needless to say, he's definitely made an impression on me, and to be able to play him on screen would be, an immeasurable honor, to be honest.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I know of him because I'm from New York, and we have Arthur Ashe Kids Day.
Oh, wow.
Nearby, yeah. So they do that every year. They have different music artists perform and lots of different tennis related activities for the kids to do. So it's
nice.
pretty cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So if you're ever in New York,
I guess I'm the only one that didn't really know about it.
No, I don't think I would have known if I didn't grow up in New York.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But yeah, no, that would be my number one if I had a wish to make, that would be it.
Awesome. Well, let's hope that happens someday. So let's talk about the Crossword Mystery movies that you have coming out. I believe one's coming out October 13th and the other one's the 20th?
That's correct.
Yeah, and they're both on Hallmark.
Yeah, both are on Hallmark Channel. Both starring Brendan Elliott and Lacey Chabert, both wonderful people. And I come in for the second and third installment. They've already done one as Detective Winston Sams. So I join them, obviously, in the investigation and trying to figure out what's going on. And, it's really been a fun experience so far.
Awesome. I love any Hallmark movie. I mean, it's kind of like, it's just feel-good type movies usually. And the mysteries, they're not too overdone, but they're, enjoyable. What can you tell us about if there's going to be any additional ones coming out?
Well, I hope I can get in trouble for saying this, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a few more.
Okay.
How many exactly, I'm not sure, but all signs indicate that there will be. And truthfully, Hallmark has a tendency of creating these worlds that you kind of live in for a while. They have a whole other mystery series that they have, outside of Crosswords. So I don't see it not happening, but again, you got to ask the powers that be.
Yeah. Because every time I look it up, it's listed as a TV series, even though they're, their own little feature movies.
Yeah. Which is funny, which is interesting. I really like that idea. You get
right.
to live with it a little bit longer than your usual series length, so you're getting an hour and a bit of content and story, as opposed to a shorter, like a half-hour series or something like that.
Right, which is hard to do with, obviously if you have a TV show that's mystery, you could continue with each episode, but, you really, with a movie, you get to, explore one whole mystery in that movie and then move on to something else.
Exactly. Yeah, which is always nice, because then obviously you're getting a new mystery or a new crime to solve for each installment.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit more about your character and what his role is in these movies?
Yeah, well, again, he's a detective, and he's the partner of Brendan Elliott's character, Logan O'Connor. So he joins as a rookie, and he was a police officer before for about 4 years, and then he became a detective. So he's still very new, still very green, but he's also eager to learn, and he's very sharp. I will say that. In reading through all the scripts, I can tell that he's very intuitive, and so his role is essentially to, really take a look at the case, take a look at the evidence, and find inconsistencies, and present them to Logan, Brennan's character, so that he can then further investigate and try and figure this thing out. So he's definitely smart, definitely eager, and that's what I have for now. We might expand him a little bit later, who knows? But it's really about the partnership.
Awesome. Out of all of the roles you've played and all of the casts you've worked with, is there a particular co-star that you really just hit it off with and, had great on-screen chemistry?
Oh, wow. You're really going to throw me under the bus right now. Oh, man, that's a good one. I mean, I know this is going to sound cliche, but just going back to my earlier answer, it's really important to me to work with good people and work with people that have great energy, that want to be there, and that I can learn from. And thankfully, honestly, I've managed to do that on almost all the projects that I've been on. To name one person would honestly do the others injustice, because I think they've all been great, truthfully. That's a tough one. But now I'm thinking about everything. Can we come back to that?
Yes.
All right.
What advice could you offer to aspiring actors out there?
Wow. First of all, I feel like I'm still learning and kind of finding my stride. But if I were to say something, oh man, a lot of it is trusting yourself and your craft and what you can do. Because oftentimes as actors we go on auditions and we may or may not get feedback. So it's like, you're like, am I doing okay? Like, how can I improve? So it's really just about trusting yourself and working on your craft and know that it's going to happen. I love the saying, if you hang around in the barbershop long enough, you either get a haircut or you learn how to cut hair. So it's one of those things where, like, if you really just stick to it, it's going to happen. And also just don't take it personal. I had an older actor friend tell me, if a producer is making tomato soup, if you're an avocado, there is no way that you're going to get in that soup. So basically he's saying, be who you are and trust that your time will come. If something is for you, it is for you. And if it's not for you, then just let it go.
Oh, very good advice. I like that. How do you balance, obviously working in entertainment as an actor, you don't have a 9-to-5 gig. So how do you balance your work life and your personal life?
This actually ties into your previous question as well, in terms of balancing personal life and work. It's important to have another hobby. It's important to have something else that you're also passionate about. And it doesn't have to be equally, but just something that, is also stimulating and engaging for you. So for me, I do enjoy other things. Like obviously my friends and family are extremely important. But I have other things that I love to do, whether it's, cooking or, playing soccer or even just watching game shows. I really like game shows, for example. Those are really important for the downtime so that you're not just sitting there waiting for the phone to ring, So for those who are acting or wanting to act, it's important to have other things to occupy your time, and then when the time does come for you to work, then, you can switch hats and jump into working on your craft. But, yeah, the balance really comes when you have other things kind of going on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. Finally, can you share any of your upcoming projects that you can tell us to look out for?
Yeah, well, outside of Crossword Mysteries, that's on Hallmark Channel, I'm also in a series called Frankie Drake Mysteries, again, another mystery show. I play a character by the name of Bill Peters. And so that's on CBC in Canada. It's also on Ovation TV. I'm not sure if that's available in New York or in the surrounding area.
Yes.
But, yeah, so, that show is also available there. And I think a couple seasons were or still are available on PBS. And for those who don't have those, you can always jump on CBC Gem. You can see season 1 and 2 on there now. And then once season 3 is complete, then they'll also put that up online as well. And that's CBC Gem. And then in terms of like my own personal projects, I recently completed a short film that I wrote and directed.
Cool.
It's called 36 Hammond Drive, and I'm hoping to have that in film festivals for next year. We've started the submission process, so hopefully that'll be out soon, and I'll get to kind of travel with that and go to different festivals, and and we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of what I got going on now, and yeah, we'll see what happens in 2020.
Sounds cool. We look forward to seeing more of you on our TVs.
Thank you so much.
No problem, Romaine. Thanks for speaking with us.
Oh, no, my pleasure. I really appreciate you taking the time, and all the best.